Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. The Amazing Spider-Man 309 by David Michelinie or Michelinie, however you want to pronounce it, from 1987. I just realized something here. So, you see how there's blue here? There should be some blue here, but all in all. So, we are continuing our run of Todd McFarlane Spider-Man. I have a playlist. So, we have covered issues 300 and now through 309. But I started this thing with 314 and actually ended up going to the end because at 314 I thought Todd had really hit that sweet spot. However, I decided to just cover his entire run. So, most of everything is in there. So, after this, I'm only going to be missing 10, 11, 12, 13. So, we're down almost, we're almost done with Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man run because I have also covered his single Spider-Man run. But I wasn't very quick of it because I don't think Todd McFarlane is a good writer. If you love his writing, good on ya. I don't. So I mostly covered his art on those on his Spider-Man run, but feel free to check it out. I'm not going to redo the videos on those. So those are some of my earlier videos. So all right, here we go. So we are introducing two new characters called Sticks and Stone. They've made other appearances, but they're not very popular. Here is, of course, he's looking for Mary Jane, who's been kidnapped, and good cover here with Mary Jane there and Spider-Man here. So. All right. So, Spider-Man is looking for Mary Jane here, and he's at this gym here with this individual. And the name of our story is Sticks and Stone, David Michelinie and Todd McFarlane. So, Todd McFarlane is drawing very fast because during this time, if you saw on the cover, it is twice per month for the summer. Because Jim Shooter said, hey, kids aren't in school during the summer. They should have some extra money to spend on comic books. So you can see McFarlane really hurrying. So Manslaughter Marsdale. So look at this here. This is awesome. This is a great panel here. All right. He's like sucker punch. Hit me when he wasn't looking. So McFarlane or Spider-Man here is gonna web him. He's like, where's Mary Jane Watson? And he's gonna say, you're gonna beat me up? Think again. Had me an operation a while back. Can't feel pain anymore. You'll just bruise your knuckles. And he says, how about a visual little aid? Maybe I'll rip off one of your arms off and scratch my back with it. Cute. Probably laugh myself silly when I have time. So you're barking up the wrong tree, Wallcrawler. I can't tell you what I don't know. So, and Spider-Man just leaves. And these guys here, wow, Spider-Man took manslaughter easy. Yeah, and to think we've been too scared to break our contracts with Madame Fan because of Marsdale's. I'm leaving. And then you can see here, he breaks through. On second thought, clean towels are free. And a locker rent is cheap. Maybe I'll stay. And so he's like, I'll tell Madame Fang. I don't know who she is. This is probably related to something going on in Web of Spider-Man. But this particular story will never go through on the Amazing Spider-Man run, even after McFarlane leaves. So, all right, here. So we got great vertical panels here. Absolutely spectacular here. Look at this. Spider-Man sitting among the gargoyles. That is so Very cool. He's looking for Mary Jane, and here also, oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, and punches this thing, and he breaks, and he realizes how dumb it could have been because it could have landed on somebody down there and killed him. McFarlane is still not quite. He reverts eventually to a more defined jaw, but here he still has it just not quite to what we will see here. So here we can see again, he still has a little bit of curve to it, but eventually it's going to be pretty defined here. So he webs it, but by the way, the webbing runs out. So and off he goes. Another great McFarlane Spider-Man, a great panel, just very cool stuff. So, all right, so he's heading home. They're living in the Bedford Towels because Mary Jane, after all, is a rich supermodel. Peter is unhappy. He, of course, is missing his wife, but the place feels empty without her. He does not realize that she is right below. And look at this. Mary Jane, please don't be dead. Of course, she is not. So she's having dinner with her kidnapper. He owns the building here. And he's going, really, Mary Jane, I wish you'd be more lively. After all, I had these accommodations built especially for you. The clothes I've provided are originals. The meals are prepared by gourmet chefs. At least try the escargots or some of the Dom Perignon. Looks like Perignon, but it's French, so whatevs. A toast. We'll drink up to our upcoming marriage. So, all right. Look at the McFarlane ticks. Um, he really set up him and Jim Lee. Really, 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 really changed the game. Um, this is why Todd McFarlane, despite the fact that he does not have a huge body of work, and no, people, I do not count Spawn. He only drew about 20. No, because three of them were from Greg Capullo in the beginning. So the first 25 issues, I believe, are McFarlane minus 3 issues in there, and half of the other one ended up being with Capullo in the assist. He's done mostly inking, and even then he needed to have. So he really does not have a big bibliography. He really does not. Yet, that compared to everybody else, the little bit of bibliography that he has is a game changer. So, one of the things, look at his eyes, and you do this on the men, you get this straight edge here. On the women, you get these gigantic eyes, and big lips, big fat lips on all the women that he draws. He essentially draws the same woman, just with different hair and everything. But if you look, all his men are also the same. He just changes the hair. On older men, he adds more wrinkles. But essentially, he draws the same guy with different hair and the same girl with different hair all the time. So, all right. And so Mary Jane thinks here, Jonathan Caesar is insane. Maybe if I talk with him, try to get through to him to what's left of his reason. Jonathan, I guess you must have forgotten. It happens to everyone, but but you see, I'm already married. And Jonathan is like, not to me, my dear. You're not married. Oh, I admit that been uh, I've been taken with you for years. That's why I arranged for you to move into the Bedford so we could be close, and why I built this room for you and swept you away to be my bride. It was all a great deal of trouble, true, but that will just serve to sweeten our wedding night. Our and then she pauses. You can see she grabs the ice and says no and tosses the ice at him. And she's gonna try to open or go through the door because they left it. It's a vault door, but boom, she ends up hitting one of the guys. And oh my gosh, look how fit, um, it looks cool. She's got hair, but look how scrawny she is. And he takes out a knife and he says, "You do well to accept that what is, my dear. Try to escape again. I'll be forced to do things to you." Um, Great vertical panel again. Things that would make you never want to be seen in public again. And she's like, gulp. So, it would cause me great pain, but you are mine, and I intend to do whatever necessary to keep you that way. And this guy's like, "Boss, we just heard the buzz. Spider-Man's looking for this dame." "Really? How odd. He must owe Parker a favor for that silly book of photographs. Perhaps it would be wise to contact some very special bodyguards." "Yes," he says. So that's where we're going to get Sticks and Stone in a minute. And so the next day on the Bugle, Glory asks, "Any word on Mary Jane yet, Peter?" Great, great panel there. He says no, and suddenly, "Parker!" So you can see Jonah here. "Do you have any pictures to peddle, or did you just drop by to annoy my working employees?" And Peter says, "Actually, Jonah, I was hoping for a photo assignment from." And he goes, "What do I look like, Santa Claus? Go out and find some newsboys. Why, when I was your age." He goes, "Thanks, Jonah. I guess I'll start looking." And he says, "Send a memo to all reporters, Miss Grant. Information on Parker's wife is to be priority number one." And she's like, "Why, Jonah, you do care." And look at him. This is so funny. "Bite your tongue, Miss Grant. There could be a story in this." Oof. So I I truly enjoyed this era of stuff. Man, I grew up on this. This stuff was a changer in my comic book collecting young mind. I was 13 years old when this came out, um, back in the day, and he's leaving here, and he goes to the hospital to see Robbie. Now, there's some stuff going on in Spectacular Spider-Man with a tombstone that is happening at the same time as sort of all of this is going on. And Robbie has been hurt on that, but we're not covering that story. But here it says Spectacular Spider-Man. It is good. Sal Buscema is the artist, and it's good stuff here. So, all right. So, um, here Jonah is sitting with Mary Jane, and they brought Sticks and Stone. So here he is, Mr. Sticks and Mr. Stone. And Mr. Sticks touches this plant, and you can see here, and she's like, "Oh my God, Peter," because they're gonna go after Spider-Man, and she's like, "Crud." So, all right, now it's evening. Spider-Man is out looking for her. This is just beautiful stuff. And so he's heading home, but he doesn't. He doesn't know, of course, that Peter lives there. So he says in there, he's like, "He found us," you know. They said, prepare Sticks and Stone. So Spider-Man's spider sense warns him, and they are attacked, or he's attacked here. And here they are. We're gonna kind of speed through this part of it, just concentrate on the beautiful McFarlane art, because really, not much of the story here. This is just a fight with words there to kind of just to slow you down here. But he's gonna go into Central Park. He thinks there'll be less of a chance for people to get hurt. Again, good stuff here. A little bit rushed, of course, because again, he's trying to do 2 issues in a month here. So, all right, and so Peter's gonna jam up their guns with the webbing, but then they all look away, and suddenly a big strobe burst there hitting him. The brightness, which of course is makes it hard for him to see, and everything goes black. Mary Jane again, and there's water here from where the flower was. Mary Jane takes the lamp and decides I'm gonna try to electrocute him, but he is wearing rubber shoes, so it didn't work. She's going to hit him with that vase, or the not the vase, but the thing from the lamp. And here come the ladies, and she drops. Oh, he was wearing rubber shoes. That's why it didn't work. Sorry. Rubber shoes is he indicates this. My bad. And skipping through the story, I forgot to. But she drops it, and they are not wearing rubber shoes, so she electrocutes them. So off they go. And I love this because I loved this show when I was growing up. She takes the gun, but she doesn't know how to use it. But she says, "Just pretend you're on Miami Vice." And so they're still fighting Spider-Man here. Gonna do another beam, but I love it. Things are about to get serious because you see all the black here. So he jumps out of the way from this thing, and then they're gonna hit highs, and then he jumps, ends up landing on that thing. They get him. They're gonna touch him, which of course you saw what happens when he touched that plant. But Mary Jane shoots, and he uses that opportunity to break the that little gun thing, or that whatever it is, and off they go as she still shoots. And they will eventually show up again, but they're done for the rest of this run with McFarlane here. And Mary Jane and Peter reunite. Look at that. Look at how happy she is. And so they hear police sirens. She's going to tell the police, and he'll see him at home. And Peter is just so happy that she was found. And of course, they arrest Caesar. And if you remember, there's going to be more to all this continuing on even after McFarlane leaves. But in issue 314, Caesar kicks them out, and which, again, I have a playlist. And she kind of tells everybody what's going on. He offers to see a doctor. She says she's good, and off they go. And we get a not happily ever after, but we get a good tender scene and the end of the issue. Next, Strike Force. So, Amazing Spider-Man 309, David Michelinie, whatever you want to pronounce it, and Todd McFarlane. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.